On today's episode, we got a future project, Katie's Cobra. It's the dead of winter and it's cold out, but we got to do this video today because we got to talk about Katie's Cobra.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Epi, the Mustang Master as always, and then we got Cobra Katie. And
Hi, guys.
This is the reason why she's called Cobra Katie. You have this car, and then you have your 03, what is
04.
it? 04.
Yeah.
04 Black Cobra. We talked about it in one of the earlier videos.
Yep.
So let's talk about this Cobra, and first, I guess let's go over the history real quick, and then we'll talk about what you've done to it so far, and then what we're planning on doing.
Lots of plans for it.
Yeah.
So this is a 95 Mustang Cobra. I got it in September of 2 years ago. So September of 24. And it is a project car, essentially. It was maintained pretty darn well. And there's just weird things, just like any project car that you get, that needed updating, upgrading, Epi's touch on for sure.
Well, I mean, considering it's 30 years old.
Yeah, right. You can't expect perfection.
Yeah, exactly. It's just weird to think that this body, I remember when this body style first came out. I went to the Chicago Auto Show as a kid, and I was like, I remember seeing these cars brand new out there, and it was like such a huge deal back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, 30 years old later, what happened? I was like, oh my god.
Well,
so,
it's really cool.
But it's such a clean car.
Yep.
I mean, for being a 30-year-old car, I mean, this thing's in great shape. So
yeah, no rust.
Yeah.
I found it in Ohio. Down in Ohio. It was obviously just a summer driver, not a daily driver. No knocking the daily drivers, but it definitely adds rust, especially in this rust belt here. So I guess we'll jump into exterior stuff. What I changed right away. The previous owner had a couple of 5.0 badges on there. I wanted it back to kind of stock looking. So I removed those 5.0 badges. Front wise, just got 96 or 98 Cobra hood. Epi got it for me. Had it painted in white. I just love the look of it. All the 94, 95 Cobras actually came with the same hood as the GT and the V6. So I wanted something that stood out a little bit more and people would recognize it. Somebody that doesn't know Mustangs would recognize it as a Cobra. And I've always loved this hood. So I put the 96 through 98 Cobra hood on it. It has different headlights. I'm not a super big fan of these headlights, but those will be a future down the road to change those out as well. We can step around to the back of the car as well. So another thing really cool about this car is that for a birthday gift from my husband Kevin, I got these export taillights, which are from Japan, found on eBay. And they're just really unique with the amber turn signals. Wired properly, they work in exact order that they should, and they look absolutely amazing, in my opinion.
And you changed the bulbs on these, right? These are not the stock bulbs anymore.
Yeah, these are not the stock bulbs. These are way brighter and way more effective than the stock bulbs. They are LED. There's a little module underneath the steering wheel that you have to change out that's super easy to do, so that they don't hyper flash, and it works really well. All right, so under the hood, we've got a stock 5-liter. It's got the GT40 heads and the GT40 intake. A little bit different than stock. It's got BBK shorty headers, BBK exhaust with an H pipe, and then Flowmaster mufflers on it. So it sounds absolutely amazing, and I think we've got some audio for that. So under hood was really a lot of like just looks and maintenance, normal maintenance stuff. Pulled out all the blue things because I like things black like my soul, just like Epi does.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did spark plug wires. Oh, and I also am kind of like going with a little touch of purple theme. I'm not too girly, but I do like little sparkles every once in a while.
Sparkle.
So spark plug wires and plugs as maintenance stuff and just change colors up. It had, I don't even know, the ignition coils always go out on these things, so change the ignition coil right away so we wouldn't have problems with it, just to make sure.
Yep.
And then I pulled the old intake off. It was, the guy had literally spray painted it and then put the couplers straight on it. And so it was a bear trying to get those couplers off with just trying to like practically chisel them off of there.
Yeah.
And rip everything off. So it's got a new intake on it. And
colder intake.
Colder intake.
Not
the actual intake.
Yes,
Thank you for that correction.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A new cold air intake on it. Transmission is the stock T5 transmission, which gives me a ton of trouble. I swear to you, I know how to drive stick. And that darn thing, when it's cold, does not like second gear whatsoever. I have absolutely been made fun of before, or poked fun of, leaving a car show. I hit it real good and it didn't want to go into second gear, and I was freaking embarrassed. But I swear to you, it's the transmission. It is not me. I raced my other car. I know how to drive. I know how to drive stick. I also I upgraded to MGW shifter oriented for my T-Rex arms, and I absolutely love it because I don't have to lean over when I drive. So that's been a wonderful upgrade as well.
Let's talk about suspension.
Suspension. So suspension on this car was fairly stock or close to stock if it wasn't stock. And Kevin broke his shoulder riding on a scooter the winter that we were supposed to upgrade. So this was my first like solo project that I needed to tackle. I got a whole bunch of parts. So front suspension, I did control arms, the Bilstein struts, and tie rod ends and sway bar end links. And then in the rear, it was the Bilstein shocks, the TMZ lower control arms. We'll do upper control arms when I can get on the lift because it'll be so much easier on a lift. I really don't feel like figuring out how to jack it up in my garage because it's not going to work like that. And I did it all myself. And I had a partner in crime that just sat and drank beer and took pictures of my booty the whole time. But I got real creative on, using my feet and arms and everything to get everything nice and tight. And then I got it all aligned at John Motorsports over here in South Elgin, close to my house. So it's all fresh and clean and amazing.
Let's get into the audio because some of the upgrades include the audio.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always been into car audio stuff. That is a direct result of Kevin, my husband. It's my kind of my release, other than driving fast and listen to that V8 noise. I love car audio stuff. So Kevin put in all new wiring. It's got 4-gauge wire now, power wire in it now. Just like the crappy ground wires and stuff like that. All the audio wire in this thing was like 14 gauge. It was way, way, way too small. Didn't have any fuses in it. I mean, it was super, super unsafe. And it just had some like Walmart brand. I put kind of my old school stuff back in it. I will be putting a double din head unit in it, but for now it's got an old school single din Pioneer head unit in it. It doesn't have the Dolphins. My Dolphin one died. It sucks, but it did. It's got a JL OG / series amps in it, and I love them. The back deck has some Alpine type R speakers in them, and then the doors have diamond audio speakers in them. And then my pride and joy is my 10W7 sub in the trunk that hits so incredibly hard.
Yes, it does.
It shakes your hair, blows your hair forward, and just absolutely sounds amazing. So that's my obsession with car audio. Just nicely done. Sounds absolutely awesome, and you can hear it over the exhaust, which I love.
All right. Now we talked about the audio and the upgrades of the audio. Let's switch over to the future upgrades of the engine that we have planned.
Future upgrades. I love it. Let's go inside and talk about it.
All right. So now that we're inside where it's nice and warm, are you excited for your mods?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited.
So we got a lot to do between my car and hers. Like, we got a lot to do before Power Tour. So I guess let's start from the back and work our way forward. So what we have here are 42-pound fuel injectors. These are Ford OEM injectors from like a Lightning. These will support 450 rear-wheel horsepower, no problem. We got the Autolite 24s, and these are the one-step colder spark plugs, which is something that you definitely want to run. You want to run a step colder spark plug. There's a lot of myths behind spark plugs, and you can run even colder spark plugs, and what that does is basically it prevents the spark plugs from detonating, or causing detonation anyway, because they get hot because of the electrode, the way that it's there's a lot of science behind it. I don't even 100% understand it, but I know that it all varies on the temperature of the spark plug. Can you make more power with a colder spark plug? Absolutely. But then you start sacrificing drivability. And the reason why is because a colder spark plug, especially during a cold start, will easily foul out. So for most street cars, I mean, the one step colder, like these 24s, should be just fine for your car. So, I mean, it's not going to probably make, we'll see how much it makes between the cam and the heads and everything. But
hey, you know what? It'll be more than it has now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going for.
Right.
Maybe half of what this baby has.
Maybe. All right. So, and then continuing on with the rest of the parts, we got the Velcro timing cover gasket, so we can get access to the timing cover, and then we can replace with the trick flow part numbers, trick flow stage 1 cam, which is the same exact camshaft I have in my 67.
It sounds so good.
It sounds so good. It does. Hopefully it'll sound just as good on your car. The Velcro 1250 intake gaskets, ultra gray RTV to go with the intake gaskets. Let's circle over to the fronts over here. We got the nice Ford racing valve covers. It's so pretty.
Best looking ever. They're so gorgeous. Right now there's trick flow in there, which I don't currently have. I mean, we'll have a nice trick flow cam in there.
Yeah.
But I just love the look of these.
Yeah,
so they got to go
They
in.
do look a lot better. So, and then I guess the final piece of the puzzle, the old
the quick snail.
The quick snail.
The spinny quick snail.
Very nice.
It's a P600B, so it's old school.
Yeah.
But you know, it'll fit with the car really nice.
Yeah, it kind of fits the era. Very 90s-ish supercharger.
I'll clean it up really good. And we'll get it shiny.
Yeah, definitely needs a little cleaning. But, I mean, otherwise, I mean, it definitely good for boost. I mean, it should hopefully make 6-7 pounds with it at least. Now,
I bought this from a friend of ours who has a Fox body. And they intended on putting it in an SN95. And Epi came over a little bit ago and made sure that everything just felt really solid. Epi, talk about like how you, like when you get a used supercharger like this, what are you looking for? Like you're looking for play and...
Right, yeah. So I guess the biggest thing is you definitely want to look at the seals on it. Especially if it's been run before. You know, a lot of times you'll tell if a seal's leaking or just damaged or whatever. That's very important. And then the other thing is end play. There's a tiny bit of knock there, but that's completely normal. But you also want to go up and down with it and see if there's end play on it. And this one doesn't seem to have any. So it seems like a solid blower. Unlike the modern Pro Chargers, this one's actually a oil driven unit. So a lot of times these actually, as long as the oil stayed clean, these tend to actually survive for a long time. So it just seems like it's actually a really good blower, just based on how easy it's, how smooth it's, I wouldn't say easy, but how smooth it spins. Yeah.
Those whistly noises will be the best.
Yes.
And then we got a couple of pulleys over here.
Yeah, we got a couple different pulleys on there, but we got to see.
Might need a different one.
We may end up needing a different one because of this configuration. So this actually, I believe, might be like a Fox body pulley.
Makes sense.
Yeah. This would more than likely be the correct SN95 pulley, but we did got to clean the shaft off. So this pulley slides on a lot easier. And then make it look pretty, because don't look pretty.
No, not really.
No. Get the nice no name brand. we can't mix parts here. We can't show you.
It is definitely not a Vortec.
It is definitely not a Vortec blow-off valve. So.
And I'm a stickler for like looks, just like Epi is. So I'll end up getting all black so that I can match everything like my soul. Black like my soul. It'll look really nice. It's January now. And the Chicagoland Mustang Club, as you guys know, we're in Chicagoland area. Chicagoland Mustang Club season opener is going to be the 23rd, I think, of May. So that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But the other realistic goal is the beginning of June.
Yeah.
When they start Power Tour.
Yes.
So
that's our we got to have it ready goal.
We got to have both cars ready.
Yes.
By that time.
I'm more worried about my car than yours.
We'll get it done.
Your car, it's just a matter of finding some time to put it together. But
this is what Epi does.
Yeah,
this is Epi's.
This is nothing to me. My car is actually it's you've seen it. That's quite a bit of work. So
yeah.
I created way too much work. I broke my car. The worst statement.
It needs to be done though.
Yes.
So
well, it's it's one of those things while I'm in there.
Yeah.
Worst statement you can ever make in a project.
Right. Snowballs.
Yes, exactly. So my project snowballed quite a bit. So hopefully, but I feel like we should be able to get it done. It's just right now with the cold weather, it's hard to get motivated to get out there. So
it's true. It's true.
But that's our goal. That's
awesome.
This is what our project is looking like, and you got some cool stuff, some cool goodies for Christmas. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. So that leaves us with the introduction of Katie's project, and I don't know what I was going to say.
You said that?
So I guess that's it for this video. You saw Katie's Cobra. We got at least one of them. We'll have to do a video on your other Cobra, the black one.
You've been staring at it.
Yeah. It's such a badass car.
It's awesome. I love it.
But yeah, anyway, this is our future project, one of our future projects, and then hopefully
we'll get it all done on time.
Yeah, hopefully we get it all done on time.
And you guys are along for the ride.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So I'm very hopeful we get it done. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Alcarods Garage at Katie's place.
Yeah.
But
perfect.
Anyways, we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.